Hello there again. This is Tom, and this little video is going to be on a little spot we stayed in up in northeast corner of Georgia at a RV resort campground that is called River Falls at the Gorge. This is some aerial shots of our little campsite. We are the only people there. These other campers that you see around us are actually vacant. They're seasonal folks that park their campers there for the summer, the winter, the spring, and the fall, or any combination thereof, and just come up on the weekends or whenever they may have some vacation time in order to spend at the park. But we are currently the only people that are staying overnight at the campground. Did I say that we were the only people staying there at the campground? Well, we were the only humans. We had some visitors, and here's two of them. Looks like a young couple. I think the one here in the center left was the male. He was doing the guarding and the hissing. And then the one on the right was the female. She was doing all the eating primarily. I was watching these geese for a while, and I had an idea. I thought I'd take my GoPro camera and lay it in the grass right about where they were feeding. And then I ended up giving them some saltines, I think it was, for them to munch on while I had my camera running. The main reason why we came up here to this campground was not actually for this campground. It was actually to go to a nearby state park. It's called Tallulah Gorge State Park. We'll get there in a little while, but on this first day we took like a down day so Cindy could rest and relax after working for 4 days. So we're going to watch the geese, and we got some upcoming ducks too. In this short video clip, I did something a little bit different. The previous video clip, I had the GoPro camera inside one of them waterproof cases, so some of the sound was quite muffled. And this time, I put the GoPro camera in one of them, they call it a skeleton case, or it's an open case. So it's not waterproof, but you can hear the audio much better. I also learned something else by comparing this particular video with the previous video, and that was the fact that the clarity of the image and the colors are so much nicer without putting the camera in that waterproof case. As you can see, these geese didn't really mind the camera or that selfie stick that's holding the camera at all. They just ignored it almost completely. There's a duck showing up in the background there. We'll see him a little bit more in just a moment. Now, I normally don't harass the animals, but I just wanted to get a shot of them. I was hoping that they would take flight, actually. And here's a shot of Cindy holding one of our cats named Chloe. Now this shot's a little bit unnerving for me, in that I've taken a $400 camera and essentially shoved it underwater. Of course, it's in the waterproof container for this shot. It had been a while since I had used this particular case with the camera inside of it underwater, so I tested it out beforehand and took the case and plunged it down into the water for a few minutes before taking this shot, and then took it out and examined it to make sure it was still watertight. This is Tallulah Gorge. This is viewed from the very first point overlook on the trail leading down to the bridge. We are currently about a mile and a half away from our camper, and this is located in the northeast corner of Georgia. We're a little bit further down the trail right now, not too much further, but we're at the next viewing platform or viewing area. It's essentially a rock with some railings around it, looking down at the waterfalls here. This is a very attractive kayaking gorge for those that are interested in that. The current flow on this river is between 35 and 40 cubic feet per second. There are 10 days in April and November on weekends where Georgia Power releases between 500 and 700 cubic feet per second. Now I'd like to see that. Rock climbing is also available in the gorge on certain days. Now we're starting our descent down to the bridge. There's a footbridge down there. It's a suspension bridge, and there's about 350 to 500 steps just down to the bridge, and then you can go beyond that another 300 to 400 steps and get down to the gorge floor. We only went as far as the bridge, and then we rested down there, and then turned around and came back. You can imagine the return trip was much more difficult. Well, we finally made it down to the footbridge. It's a suspension bridge. Here's the underside of it. And there's Cindy smiling. It was quite a nice structure. It shook a little bit, and it was a little windy up there, but felt pretty safe on this thing. Can you imagine this water flow at 500 to 700 cubic feet per second? That's anywhere from 10 to 14 times the amount of water flowing through this thing at this time. We're now looking up at Inspiration Point. It's a overlook off the rim trail, as they call it, that you can look up and down the entire gorge. Wave at the camera. Hello from Tallulah Gorge. This landing was just on the other side of the footbridge, and we took a little break down here for about 15 minutes. Here's another shot looking up towards Inspiration Point. We're getting ready to trudge back up to the top here now, but I just wanted to show you the steps leading down to the gorge floor down there.
Did you fall?
No.
You're okay?
Yeah, I'm just chilling out.
Alright, we're on our way back up now, and we met these folks. They were from Tallahassee, Florida. Nice family. He was looking at me a little bit funny because I had just shook the bridge back and forth a bunch. Here comes Cindy. Well, I wish I could move that fast.
Oh, we're back at the top again.
Here's a shot of that second landing from the top.
There's people coming down to get tired.
Alright, we're back at the RV park now. We're about to wrap things up. Here's a couple minutes of some duck feeding going on.